Say you're building a site similar to Netflix that delivers videos to users all over the world. How can you reduce latency in users accessing the content on the website?
Just one small thing which I need to mention before we get started is that all the content that I present is my own and not Salesforce. So Salesforce is not associated with this content in any shape or form. So let me just share my screen because I want to, show a couple of video things just to make things a bit more clearer. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So the question is, for example, if you are building a website like Netflix that plays videos, how are you going to reduce the latency in users accessing these videos all over the world? Right? So for delivering any kind of static content, for example, images, videos, etc., the first thing that you do when you want to deliver this content to users all over the world is CDNs. So CDNs is basically content delivery networks, right? Now, how it works is, and if you can see on this picture, let's take an example. For example, the red server is the one which is hosting all of the videos and photos which users want to access all around the world. Right? So, for example, in Greenland, in the US, South America, Africa, Australia, Russia, and so on. So CDNs basically they cache these frequently requested videos, or for example, all the videos that you have, and can deliver them more quickly to the users that are accessing it from the region. So diving into a little bit more detail, if a user in the US has to access a video which is hosted in China, of course, the video has to be then served through, the normal internet through to the user in the US. But if you have a CDN in the US, which is actually caching all this content, the user in the US is going to be served the video much faster than if the video was coming all the way from China, right? So CDNs work in this way. So how, for example, Netflix can do it. For example, if Netflix sees that there are 10 movies or 10 TV series that are being requested from the US over and over again, and they are the most popular, videos and photos on that particular day, Netflix can actually choose to host this static content in the server in the US, so that whenever a user from the US is trying to access one of these movies or TV shows, they can be served directly from the CDN instead of their request going all the way to China and the content being served from there. So this is one of the main, let's say, use cases for CDN. But CDNs also do, quite a lot of other things. So, for example, you can handle your user authentication and authorization through CDNs. You can also prevent against DDoS attacks. So, for example, a hacker might be trying to bring your website down by sending a lot of requests to your server, so that the servers get, a lot of requests and are not able to serve the legitimate requests. So CDNs offer a lot of other functionalities as well, but the main use case of CDNs is to serve static content to users all across the world. Now, these CDNs, they are typically owned by third-party suppliers, right? Like Akamai, for example. Akamai hosts a lot of CDNs all across the world. But if you are a really big company, then you can also, choose to build your own CDN network all across the globe instead of relying on these third-party suppliers. For example, I know that Netflix has its own set of CDN servers all across the world. But if you are, for example, somebody starting up, it can be definitely cheaper for you to partner with a third-party supplier instead of choosing to host your own CDN servers all over the world. Our original question was about, for example, the ways in which, we can serve videos faster, right? So, for example, let's say that the internet bandwidth is Greenland is lower than the internet bandwidth in the US, for example. So typically websites like Netflix and, video serving websites like Apple or YouTube, they host various versions of the same video, which are of different qualities, right? So there might be a 4K video, there might be a 1080p video, there might be a 720p video or a 360p video. These websites also have a way of establishing how high the bandwidth of the client or the user who is trying to access their website is. And accordingly, they can change the quality of the video being served in real time. So when you start watching a series on Netflix, for the first few moments, you see that, the video quality is not as high as you would expect. But after the first few seconds, the video, transitions to 4K. So in those first few seconds, Netflix is actually trying to determine what video quality or bandwidth can actually support, right? And once it has been done, then Netflix serves the appropriate quality of video that can be supported by your internet. One other thing that I would say is buffering, for example. So when a user is, for example, trying to watch a particular video, you can always see on the bar that the video has buffered a little bit in advance. For example, YouTube buffers, for example, 1 or 2 additional minutes of video whenever you are watching a particular video. What that means is that if your internet connection is unstable, in those 1 or 2 extra minutes when for which the video has already buffered, right? The video being buffered basically means that the video is now stored on your device itself through which you are trying to watch that video. So that means if there is an internet connection problem in one of those 1 or 2 minutes of buffering, that means the video is not going to stop. But as soon as that limit is reached, for example, the buffered video has finished, then your user device is going to try to reconnect to the server again to download the remaining video. So these are just a couple of ways in which you can improve the video serving quality to a particular user.
Awesome. Okay. I think you did a really good job there explaining. I didn't really even know anything about CDNs, and then I think you did a really good job at explaining all of this. Now you've answered my questions as to why my video will buffer sometimes when I'm watching it on YouTube. So greatly appreciated there. How do you think this went? I know this was definitely another topic that requires a lot of that you can get pretty lost into the weeds of. But how do you think it went?
Definitely, I think CDNs is a very important topic also in system design interviews, right? So a very common interview question for system design questions is design Netflix or YouTube. And CDNs are definitely, an important part of the overall IT landscape that you should design.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did okay. Maybe, I could have also gone for a more interactive diagram, I think, which, is kind of showing the video being served to a particular user. I'm not sure at this moment how I could have done that, but I think maybe the diagrams could have been a little bit more descriptive than interactive in this one.
Yeah. Maybe like having this as a like a PowerPoint presentation, and each one of the servers, you create transitions for them popping up and all that. There's definitely will require a little bit more work than just having like a static image and whatnot. But I think that may have been a better way to convey the information, which I think you did a really good job at doing. But of course, like having those visuals and whatnot can really help, convey the message a little bit better there. But like I said, I didn't know much about CDNs, kind of had an idea, but I think you did a really good job at explaining, how they work and all. But yeah, again, thank you for everyone who was watching. If you learned something, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, comment, any feedback that you may have, what you want to see next from this interview series. And as always, make sure to share with someone who you think would find this, mock interview to be useful to them. But yeah, have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below to let us know that this video is valuable for you. And of course, check out hundreds more videos just like this at tryexponent.com. Thanks for watching and good luck on your upcoming interview.
Thank you.